Hello and welcome back to my YouTube video. This sentence, oh my god, my childhood dream. I think if a little me knew that I'll one day have a YouTube channel where I'm saying hi guys and welcome back to my channel, she'd freak out. Like, to actually have people, real life people watching my video is insane to me. Like, I always get questions about my makeup and how I do my makeup in like detailed steps. So I'm a little bit, well, not hungover, but I did drink a little bit yesterday. So I'm not looking the freshest, but we'll fix that with a little bit of makeup. I asked you guys on my story yesterday if you can ask me some questions, and I actually got so many questions from you guys. I actually started using cushion foundations. I love the ones from Hera. I'm using the shade 25 N1 Amber. And I just start by doing my skin like this. First question. Have you ever weighed yourself before and after pooping? Yes. It was so random. What made you cry today? Is a question that you guys ask often in my stories, which I think is super sweet that you guys always ask me how I'm doing. I mean, I ask you guys every day how you're doing. I feel like it's a part of my routine now to ask you guys every day how you're doing. Like, I've been doing it for, I don't know how many years. I think it's been like 4 years. I've been asking you every single day how you're doing. Anyway, I cried yesterday because my dad had surgery, and it's nothing bad, you know, like I hope. It just made me really sad. Because I feel like parents, when I look at them in my head, they're always going to be like, they're never gonna die. When I was a baby, literally I looked up to them and I thought, okay, my parents will always be on my side. And then as you get older, you realize how they're also just human, you know, and how they're not perfect and they definitely do not live forever. And I feel like whenever someone's ill, that's when you realize, oh my God, you should never take health for granted. But I feel like in my head, I always think that they will live forever and they'll be there forever, but they won't. Eventually, one day they'll go, and the thought of that made me so sad. And then I thought I looked pretty cute crying, so I posted that story. Oh yeah, the concealer I use, I must say that I switch around a lot with my products, so I don't use the same products all the time, but I do have like a rotation of my favorite products. So sometimes I would use like the Hera foundation, and then I would use like one from Pure Beauty. It literally depends on my mood. I have so much makeup at home. And then concealer wise right now I'm using House Labs. I also rotate there. Sometimes I use Pure Beauty, sometimes I use what's that brand, Kosas. Next, I like to do my eyebrows. Oftentimes I use Benefit or I use NYX, which is like the more affordable. And I don't like to put doing too much on my eyebrow. I just feel like it takes away from my face. So I just fill in the spots where I have no hair. I actually got my brows microbladed, so I don't need to like do it too much. How old are you? I'm 24. I'm turning 25 on 5th of May. I am a 2001 baby. I cannot believe I'm turning 25, by the way. Like, it just, in my head, I'm still 16. And then I eventually look in the mirror, I'm like, wow, I'm actually getting older. What is your favorite healthy meal to cook at home? I would say like I always have eggs in the morning. I always try to get like more protein, so I have like eggs and tomatoes and like cottage cheese, which I really like. And then I like to sprinkle my everything bagel topping. Literally goes with everything. And then I also like to have my chicken and rice and broccoli. I feel like, I remember once a guy came to my place and then he opened my fridge and he was like, you literally eat like a gym bro. And ever since, I call myself the gym bro. Someone asked, is it really fun going to a fashion show, or is it like actually boring and tiring? Actually, it is such a blessing to go, because you guys know like Barbie, there's this one movie, it's like Barbie like fashion show or something. I used to watch that all the time when I was little, and I never thought that I would ever go to fashion shows. And like, I'm always still nervous and stuff like that, but it's actually so fun. I love going to shows. I love being a part of the show. Like, I always think this is a part of history that I get to take part in, you know? So I'm really grateful that I always go, except I skipped this season. I really like this cream bronzer. It's the new one from Pure Beauty. I like to just put that on the side of my face, and then here, yeah. How do you deal with insecurities? You seem so confident. I always say with confidence, literally fake it till you make it. I have so many insecurities, guys, or actually, it depends on the day. Like, sometimes I feel really confident and I feel really sexy and really hot. And then some days I'm like, oh my God, I hate myself. I don't want to say that, but you know, I think you guys know what I mean. And then I realize most of the times that I'm just on my period. Like, I literally, yeah. But I feel like confidence is so relative. Like, literally when you fake it, nobody will know that you're fake confident. They just think, oh my God, you're so confident. But I definitely have insecurities. I feel like everyone has insecurities to some point, but I never let them know, you know? And one advice I can give you is never tell people about your insecurities, because they will never know until you tell them. I have really small ears, and this used to be my biggest insecurity. Now I love my ears because I think they're so cute with all the piercings and stuff. But for the longest time, I wouldn't tell people that I have small ears. And then the moment I tell you, the first thing you see on my face is probably my small ears. So my biggest life hack is to not tell anyone about your insecurities, because if you shush, they will never know. And then also reminding yourself that you're oftentimes way harsher on yourself than anyone else. Like, yeah, I'm always so mean to myself, and I shouldn't be. I also got a lot of questions regarding my boob job, and the most frequently asked question, I feel like I've answered like pretty much all the questions regarding my breasts, but one thing I did not answer is what implant I got. I got the Motiva implant, and I got it over the muscle, which I know people get like under muscle. And also a lot of you guys asked me how my recovery process was. It was pretty easy. Like I literally walked 10,000 steps on the same day out of surgery, and I had a photo shoot with Adidas like 2 weeks after, so I was fine. But I feel like everyone's healing journey is kind of different. But also I was saying, like, I don't want to talk too much about my boobs, because the last thing I want to be is like a boobfluencer. So can you recommend me some books, please? Thank you. I would say one book that you have to read is Four Agreements, and also Café am Rande der Welt. I believe they also have an English version, which is like The Coffee Shop at the End of the World, or I think it's called something like that. Tattoo ideas and where to get them. Well, you guys know that I'm getting my tattoos lasered, actually, except for one little heart that I have on my back here. I don't know. I got tattoos because I thought they're cute, and I still think they're cute, but I kind of got sick of my tattoos because, I don't know. I just feel like I got tattoos because I love stickers. For example, I got this My Melody tattoo because I love stickers and I love my melody. But then I realized maybe I don't need to really have them like on my body, because I would say before you get a tattoo, just really think about if you want it, because once it's there, it's there. And it really hurts to remove them. So I'm using this palette. I feel like this is so much, like this is kind of stressing me out, like answering questions, like, and then doing my makeup. I keep forgetting to answer questions or tell you what I'm doing on my face. But I'm using Shimmer Soft Taupe from Dior Beauty Backstage from the 002 Smoky Essentials palette. And I like to use a little bit of beige and like go over my eye. Spill the tea of your taken era in your 2025 dating reel, only if you want, of course. I do not think that I can spill this tea because it's actually so major. But I literally was in a relationship for like, what, 2 weeks, and then we broke up. That was a crazy part of my life. Maybe I will reveal that in a few years, but not right now. I cannot do that right now. That was kind of crazy. I feel like last year I've dated quite a lot, and you guys were like, oh my god, why are you getting ping pong back and forth? Like, I'm someone, like, if I like someone, I go all in. But at the same time, if I don't like someone, I'm so ready to let it go. Like, I'm like, don't fucking waste my time. Goodbye. So I don't really have this like, oh my god, we've been dating so long, like I have to give it up. Like, no, I'll stay in this unhealthy, toxic relationship. No, like if you do not treat me well, I'm gone. Yeah, that's why some dates work out and some didn't. And I have no shame saying that I went to a couple of dates last year. How many countries have you visited? I actually counted this last time. I think it was like 53 or something. What is the hardest part of being an influencer is also a question I got really often. And I feel like every job comes with hardships. I know that people don't really think of my job as a job. Maybe that is the most difficult part. I feel like a lot of people don't really take me seriously because they think, oh my god, okay, she's an influencer. Every job comes with hardships, and I think I'm in a really lucky position where I love my job and I get to do what I love every day, and I have an amazing community. I think some influencers, I feel sorry for them because they have such a toxic community. Like, some people are so mean to the people they follow, and I'm so lucky because you guys are literally so nice to me and you feel like my best friends, you know, my family, my little sisters, my girlie. I'm really lucky when it comes to that. But I would say the hardest part of being an influencer is probably the mental part. Like, oftentimes I have phases, like I feel stronger, and then I have phases where it's a bit worse. Not being able to fully switch off from online. I think online world can be a bit scary, and you compare yourself all the time. Like, I compare myself too, you know, so I think that can get a bit toxic. The fact that you'll never be really offline, I think maybe is the most difficult part. The need to constantly over-explain myself because I'm scared of how other people think of me, which is something that I always tell you guys, like, you shouldn't care about what other people think. But at the end of the day, like, I still care, of course. I'm also just human. So I think I always feel the need to like overcompensate or over-explain things just to not be misunderstood. And I think that's the most difficult part about my job, probably, because I feel like online people are a lot of times anonymous, and even though I do have like the sweetest community, there are also people from outside who are not in our family who are trying to attack me, who are trying to make me look bad. And I feel like at one point you need to be able to like switch it off and be like, okay, whatever, I don't care. But sometimes it still hurts, you know? So I think that's the most crazy hard part. You sometimes lose control over the narrative, and sometimes people are really scary. I think that's the most difficult part, to be honest. Next, I like to curl my lashes. I like to use the lash curler from Shiseido. I think they're really good. I always get it when I'm in Japan, and I got like one for all my friends and family because this is literally the best lash curler. I feel like your favorite flowers could be lilies on me. Actually, I like all kind of flowers. I like roses, like red roses. They're my favorite. I actually got some in the back. I also like peonies. I used to be obsessed with lilies, but I don't like the smell of lilies, like the scent. So I also don't like that, you know, lilies are a bit powdery and then it ruins like my marble. It's so niche, but yeah. I would say I love like pretty flowers. I love pretty things. I know everyone loves pretty things, but I feel like I especially love pretty things and I hate ugly things. I like to tightline my eyes. Usually I use whatever kayal I have. I don't know what the word for kayal is in English, but at the moment I'm using the one from Clio. I just go like inside my eye and do this. This takes a lot of practice, but once you get it, you get it. And it makes your lashes look so much fuller. And I like that it makes my eyes look more like cat eye. Like it really enhances my like Asian eyes, which I love. What's my height? I'm 171. I think I might have shrunk a little bit. I might be 170. Also, a lot of people commenting that I look so different. I mean, I've started social media like 6 years ago. I feel like I will always change. I also lost a lot of weight actually. But I did get like a few enhancements here and there. Yeah. Clothing trend you secretly dislike. There's nothing that I particularly dislike. I also get asked about my lip combo. I used this one on my story yesterday. It's so pretty. The MAC Whirl and then the MAC Alone Time. It's such a good combination. I love it. What is your job and do you have any other jobs? I feel like a lot of people ask me this. Like I literally get the craziest assumptions, like that I'm a sugar baby. I've never had a sugar daddy before, just to clarify that. But I'm working very hard to be my own sugar daddy. No, I do not have a different job. Actually, I do social media full time. And I do get a lot of questions related to money. It's a bit weird because growing up, like we did not talk about money at all. Like money, it was always like a grown-ups thing. So as children, we just really didn't learn a lot about money. But my first boyfriend, actually, he worked at Goldman and he was like a finance bro. So he taught me a lot about finance. I'm so grateful for that. He taught me a lot about like how important it is to invest my money and save, and also, to be honest, also to spend. Like you have to spend to make more money. And so I always have invested since I was 19 years old. And so yeah, I do that and I generate like money from that. And then I also do social media. And that's my full-time job. I do not have any other income sources. Are you dating anyone? Yes, I am. I am dating someone right now and I'm pretty happy. I don't think I've been so happy in like a while. How can I get rid of the fear of filming in public when everyone's quite literally not used to it? I literally do not care. Of course, I have like my shameful moments here or there where I'm like, oh my God, I feel a bit cringe. But you know what? Like nobody really cares. Okay, you'll get maybe some side eyes for the first 5 seconds and then move on with your life. And I always think to myself, if you have haters, then you're doing something right. You know, I love the slip shade. I feel like my mom in the 90s. How did you manage your breakup? Never expected to go through on it, but it hurts. I'm so sorry. But you know, that's how it sounds so basic, but that's just life, you know? Like you go through breakups, you get your heart broken, you break hearts. And I think that's the beauty of life as well. Like you cannot go through life and expect to just be like rainbows and happy and butterflies and everything. Like I feel like you have to go through hard times to also really appreciate the good times. And the best thing about breakups is that time always heals and eventually you forget. And one day you decide you actually deserve better and you decide to move on, and then you meet someone else and they're amazing and they're everything that you've ever dreamt of. And I feel like even though it sounds so shitty just to say like, I'm sorry and time heals, but literally I got over my breakup through time. It took me years, but now I'm super happy. Now I'm seeing someone else and this person is even more amazing. And yeah, I just have some patience, distract yourself, but also be really sad about your breakup. You cannot, try to move on without, you really want to move on, you also have to be really sad for a while, but just don't be too sad for too long, because you deserve the best and you deserve to find someone who makes you happy. And if your relationship didn't work out, it must have a reason. I always say, when people break up, I always say congratulations. Like, congratulations for a new chapter, congratulations for choosing yourself. That's how I try to think. How much do you weigh is a question I get all the time. I feel like it's because, I do talk about my body a lot, or I used to. I still have my issues here and there. And I feel a bit scared to talk about it because I don't want to spread the wrong message. I was really unhappy with my body for the longest time. And I also have body dysmorphia, so yeah. But I lost weight now. I don't want to share my weight because I don't want people to compare, like, based on a number, because just because you weigh this much doesn't say anything. Like, there's bones, there's muscles weigh way more than fat as well. So I fluctuate a lot in weight, and I weigh in between, like, I go from like 51 kilograms to 58. That's the heaviest I've been and the lightest I've been. So I actually get a lot of questions about my posture, and I would say it is also because of Pilates. Another frequently asked questions is, how do I usually meet new guys, and what is my type when it comes to guys? So I would say, like, I meet guys by just going out, like, not to a club or anything, but just going for dinners with my friends. And usually I meet them also a lot during events, like work events, just in the bubble, like during fashion week, or sometimes I don't have any like dating apps or anything. I've not had dating apps in a really long time. I did have one guy though who thought he I did have one guy I met in the bar though, and he was like, why did you unmatch me on like all these dating apps? And I was like, I don't have any dating apps. But he literally told me that he was talking with me for like months, but it was a fake profile, which was kind of scary. Yeah. But what is my type in men? I like sweet guys. Like some girls like bad boys. Like, it sounds so cringe saying that. I don't really like bad boys. Like, I like it when a guy is sweet. I like it when a guy is respectful and sweet to me. I like it when they're gentlemen, respectful, loyal, honest, loving, caring. But because I don't need a man, like, I can take such good care of myself. For me, if they're not making my life happier or easier, I'm really picky with men when it comes to that. Like, I date a lot, but when it comes to like having a boyfriend, I'm really picky, because I can literally give myself anything I want. I can give myself love. I can give myself anything. So for me to like really settle down with a man, he has to have like all. Is that crazy? I don't know. I don't deserve anything less, I feel like, And I think that's the right mindset about dating. Like, you shouldn't be like, don't be with a man who treats you like shit, Are you still jumping? I think you're meaning like my jumping rope challenge. No, I'm not jumping anymore, but occasionally I do jump rope. I love jump roping. I used to do like 1,000 jump ropes every single day. Yeah. When are you getting married, like age-wise? Bro, not for the next 5 years. Is it normal that I don't like texting before dates? I actually also don't like texting too much before dates. I feel like getting to know someone in person is so much nicer. And usually I do like blended eyeliner. Today I'm using liquid. This actually makes my lashes appear longer as well, which I love. And then I'm also gonna apply a little bit of mascara to my lower lashes. I love this mascara from Cleo. Clear. How did you overcome the fear of posting? Honestly, I overcame the fear because it was COVID when I started and we had 2 weeks off school. So for me, I was like, okay, this is a perfect time to start posting and not be afraid of like what other people say, because I will literally not be seeing anyone for the next 2 weeks. But before I even started social media, I was that one girl who always posted so much on her stories. So I do remember like my friends telling me, oh my God, can you stop spamming your stories? But I would just literally like talk on my stories all the time. And my little story, it would be like dots because I was posting so much. I've always loved posting so much. And maybe you'll get a few comments here and there. Maybe you'll have some stupid people saying something stupid to you, but does it really matter? Is it really worth that much, their opinion versus what you actually want to do in your life? I don't think so. And I like to pop in a gloss. I like this one from Gisou. It's their vanilla glaze. It also smells really nice, and I feel like it goes great with this lipstick. Is your life perfect, or is that just what you show? Definitely my feed is very curated. I still think about what I post, and even though I do show like a lot of realness, I would say, my life is definitely not perfect. But there is a lot of things that I struggle with in private that I would never show online. Not because I don't trust you guys, but more like the people outside of our bubble, who are not wishing me well. As I said, I never show my insecurities online. Just don't show people your weak spot. My life is definitely not perfect. I have a lot of things I struggle with. overall, my life is pretty good and I'm so grateful for life. I feel like this video is getting so long, so maybe if you guys want, I can do part 2 of answering all the questions, maybe without doing the makeup because that was kind of stressful. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you guys next time. Love you, bye.